What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Each Adventure channel. My name is Josh, and today we're doing a little classic Each Adventure motovlog. We haven't done just a ride like this in a while. Most of the rides that I've done recently have been with the Broken Enduro group. Haven't done many solo rides lately. Also haven't ridden the DRZ lately, and I also haven't ridden up in this area lately. So we're doing a lot of things that we haven't done as of late. So I think it should be a pretty good time. And I just wanted to get out on the bike and kind of talk a little bit about some things that have been going on. Why you haven't really seen much of me on the channel, and just kind of talk about kind of what my thoughts are for everything going forward. So a little bit of a channel update, a little bit of a adventure that we haven't done in a while, but should be a good time. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing if you found this content enjoyable. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about the channel. So I have not been posting videos lately, and that's due to a couple different factors. The main one being I've just been really busy. Basically everything around work and life and family and all that other stuff has been really taking a lot of my extra time, and so I just haven't had the time to put the effort into editing the videos. And I got a lot of videos. I'm about a year backlogged in footage, so haven't really been able to do that. And then when I get really far behind like that, it's very difficult to be motivated, because there's things that I kind of want to talk about that are more recent, and I got to get through all this backlog footage, and it's just very demotivating. So, you know, I've been trying my best to, whenever I have free time, to get to the editing. That's where that Kennedy Meadows video came about. Both of those actually. Those were actually from last year's trip. So I got more content like that. I have content centered around the TTR and kind of the rebuild process that went through. That's a ton of footage, because I basically filmed the whole entire teardown and rebuild. I'm not quite sure how good the quality of that is yet, but you know, it is there. So hopefully gonna do something with that. But it's just, there's just so much stuff, and I have so many ideas that I want to, you know, try to tackle, and I can't find the time or the energy to put that stuff together. So that kind of leads me to part two, which is more centered around YouTube itself. If you followed my channel for any length of time, you know I have kind of mixed feelings about the whole YouTube thing. I don't really like the direction that they've gone in. I don't really like the direction that a lot of companies have gone in over the last couple of years. It's been not really you know, something that I want to invest my time in, unfortunately. But at the same time, like, there is so much good stuff on YouTube as well. Like, I know what kind of content does well on YouTube. I know that if I made said content, I could build a channel centered around like bike testing and bike reviews and gear stuff and all that kind of stuff that goes along with being a quote-unquote influencer these days. And I don't really want to. I think that's part of the problem. I don't really want to do that. It would be cool, you know, to be able to ride and test different bikes, and I can set up, you know, relationships with different brands and all that kind of stuff. As cool as that would be, I think it comes with its own set of issues, because I'm relatively outspoken on this channel, and I don't want to get into a position where, you know, I can't say the things that I want to say, and I can't say brutally honest things about bikes or gear, or just kind of my perspectives on things, you know, without the fear of like, okay, well, I'm gonna sever this relationship because of blah, right? So yeah, so that, I mean, that's kind of been like something on my mind. Now there are like brands that I would love to have a relationship with, because that's where I spend my money. You know what I mean? It's products that I use and that I believe in, and I'm not really quite sure how to navigate that in terms of like growing the channel. If there is one thing that I've decided that I want to do with the channel, that is to grow it. I'm getting kind of tired of just seeing it being stagnant, and if I was more consistent, I think that growth curve would be a lot more exponential than it is flat, because it has been very flat as of late. So these are just kind of different things I've been thinking about in terms of, you know, where I want the channel to go and how I want the channel to get there. And that brings me to my last point, is that, you know, I haven't had a whole lot of time to ride. I'm not like a super great rider. I do the best that I can. You know, I'm not the most knowledgeable guy when it comes to all this stuff, but I do feel like, you know, the content that I make is relatively decent. Sometimes it's informative, sometimes it's entertaining. And so kind of looking at it from that perspective, one of the things that, you know, I've always said from the beginning is that I never really intended for the channel to be strictly a motorcycle channel. The reason why I named it Each Adventure is because at the time that I started it, you know, my thought was it would be kind of like all-encompassing off-road, or just kind of anything that I found to be interesting that you could throw under the adventure umbrella. And it just kind of gradually morphed from there. You know, a lot of the initial content was centered around like the TT250, which was the CSC Chinese dual sport, and my CRF250L. And, you know, a lot of it was very much like, you know, budget-friendly dual sport stuff. And so we just kind of rolled with that. Like, we just kind of kept going in that direction. But like, as my life has evolved and kind of like my focuses have evolved, you know, as just kind of life has run its course, my interests in terms of like where I spend my time have also evolved as well. So, you know, back when I was doing that, like, my whole mental focus was on motorcycles. I dreamed about motorcycles, like, I liked to just look at motorcycles, like everything was about motorcycles at that phase of my life. And as we've kind of evolved from that, I feel like the channel could also evolve along with that. And I think part of the reason why I'm not super excited about just like editing moto content from a year ago is that the things that I'm interested in today, even though I'm still interested in motorcycles, obviously I'm out here riding, typically go out and try to go on the group ride once a week or once a month. You know, there's also things that I'm interested in, there's also things that I'm interested in now that I would like to put on the channel. You know, and so, you know, one of the things that's happened recently is I got a new Subaru, and so like I'm very interested in going off-road with the Subaru now. Another thing that happened towards the beginning of the year was that I ended up buying an e-bike, and I'm very interested in riding e-bikes and mountain bikes now. I'm also very interested in, you know, riding dual sports and dirt bikes. And so this is kind of the space that I was in when I created the channel, because, you know, if you've been around since the beginning, like, we've also done like snowboarding stuff with my kids on the channel. Not often, but it is something that we've done. I just feel like if I broaden the scope of the channel to include all of the various things that I'm interested in while still keeping it under the adventure umbrella, I think it would serve my interests more. It would serve kind of the overall direction that I want to go with the channel a little bit more, and it would kind of broaden the type of content that I'd be able to make, because without going the route of like basically being a moto influencer where I'm like partnering with companies so I can review bikes, and to be honest, like, I'm not really interested in all aspects of, you know, motorcycling and adventure riding, right? Like I'm not really super into like big bikes. I'm not super interested in, you know, spending $15,000 to try out the latest KTM. Like, that's not something I'm interested in doing. I don't really have an interest in like reviewing bikes that I would never consider purchasing myself. So it's not really like a direction that I want to go in, you know. But if I branch out into other areas, like, you know, maybe we make some camping videos, maybe we do some mountain biking videos, maybe we do some off-road Subaru videos. Like, these are things that I'm interested in. These are things that I would spend my money on. These are things that I would try to be frugal with, just like I've tried to be frugal with all the motorcycling stuff that we've done on this channel thus far. And so that's kind of like where my mindset is. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but the point is like, some of my interests have gone in different directions, and I think it's, you know, kind of time to start also exploring other areas, right? I think we can do a nice job of tying all these things together and making content similar to what we've done on this channel since the beginning, but just kind of branching it out. And, you know, most people aren't just into one thing. You know, the adventure kind of niche is a bit wider than you know, just dirt bikes and dual sports. And I think we could go a little wider and have a lot more opportunity to explore new areas, talk about new things, you know, have different types of adventures that aren't just motorcycle related. So anyways, I've done a lot of rambling. A lot of this will probably get cut, but just made it out here to Wildomar OHV. Gonna go ahead and do a quick loop through the area and then go ahead and wrap this one up. So all that was kind of a long-winded way of saying I'm definitely not done with the channel. I'm regrouping and kind of just re-evaluating, you know, where I want the channel to go. And I think that, you know, given the right amount of effort, which is something that I need to figure out and find and work on, but, you know, given the right amount of effort, you know, we can build it into something pretty awesome, I think. And as much as I love, you know, dirt bikes and dual sports, obviously, you know, I think there's an opportunity to make just really cool content around, you know, adventure related stuff. Anyways, guys, this one's been really freaking long. I've rambled and rambled and rambled, and I need to stop. So we're gonna stop the rambling and we're gonna head down this trail over here and basically go ahead and call this one. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a like down below. If you're new here, please subscribe. We like to do adventures like this on a weekly basis. We're gonna try to get back into the weekly basis, maybe even more than weekly. So it's definitely a focus of mine is to be more consistent with the content. So anyways, regardless of when we do it, I would love to have you along for the ride. So until next time, guys, please be sure to have fun, take care, and ride safe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, be sure to get out there and have adventures of your own. And I will see you guys next time. Later!
Thanks for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, please let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button. If you are new here, please subscribe to see more adventures just like this one. For information about my riding gear or the various ways you can help support the channel, please check out the links below or head over to www.eachadventure.com. I'll see you in the next one.